You are live.
Okay, great. Good morning, and it is 11:11 a.m. on August 14th, 2025, and I'm going to bring the Coastal Permit Administrator hearing to order. And clerk, do we have a determination of legal notice?
All items on the agenda have been properly noticed.
Okay, great. And we have one item today on our agenda. It is item 3A, case CDP 2024-0042. And our staff planner is Rob Fitzsimmons. May I have your presentation, please?
Certainly, I will share screen. Okay, thank you for that project introduction. I'm Rob Fitzsimmons, the project coordinator. This is figure 1 from the staff report, the site location map. The site is located in the coastal zone, about 2 miles south-southwest of Fort Bragg City Center, about 200 feet west of the intersection of Bayview Avenue and Pacific Drive, lying on the south side of Bayview Avenue, and located at 31451 Bayview Avenue in Fort Bragg. Subject parcel is located on a coastal bluff, the southwest corner of Todd subdivision, south of Fort Bragg. This is attachment C, sheet 1, the existing site plan. The project is to legalize or remediate previous unpermitted development on site. 4 sheds and 2 trash enclosures, most encroaching on the standard property line setbacks, are to be removed, along with a covered deck. 2 setback encroaching planters will be relocated to meet setbacks. This is attachment C, sheet 2. 1 greenhouse will be approved as is, and 1 new storage shed is proposed. Technically, this last shed is truly a new structure, not a relocation of one of the 4 encroaching sheds. So the statement on page CPA-2 of the staff report that no new structures are proposed is incorrect. On screen now is a September 2024 photo of the site and the surrounding environment from the California Coastal Records Project, used with permission. As mentioned, the site is located on a coastal bluff on the edge of Todd subdivision, south of Fort Bragg and north of the outlet of Hare Creek, visible on the right. Bluff-top development does need to be evaluated to ensure at least 75 years of stability, but as the final configuration of the project keeps all new structures near the the northeast corner of the parcel set back further than the primary single-family residence, staff did not feel that further geotechnical evaluation was necessary. This is a detail of the previous image, also figure 3 in the staff report. The residence was originally permitted by a 1983 permit from the Coastal Commission. The property owner is currently in a dispute with the Coastal Commission in connection with that permit and its 1987 amendment, included as attachment K, staff report. Essentially, the Coastal Commission contends that the area beyond the low fence line needed to be maintained as a public access easement. As can be seen on screen, the area at this point is not really traversable. None of the development under consideration today appears to be within the contested area, and the Coastal Commission staff have indicated that they don't object to the project moving forward while the easements are in question. That said, staff does recommend moving forward with the project, but adding condition 10, stipulating that if any development permitted under this CDP is later found to have been within an existing public easement, the encroaching development will need to be removed. This should allow the Coastal Commission to move forward, working with the owner on the easement issue without necessitating a CDP amendment, regardless of the outcome, though it should be noted if additional fence work or other development is required, an amendment may be required anyway. California Department of Fish and Wildlife commented on this project, making the 4 recommendations on screen. Staff requested clarification from CDFW on how directly these are tied to the potential impacts of the project, but no follow-up was received. CDFW recommended floristic surveys be conducted on site if any ground disturbance is to occur, but the structures in question are small and the applicant has indicated that their construction, relocation, or removal does not necessitate ground disturbance. Though it should be noted, the relocation and new construction will of course displace whatever vegetation is on site, the immediate area. Given this, department staff have not requested the applicant prepare floristic surveys, nor do we recommend making it a condition of approval. Given the minimal constraint posed by the 2nd and 3rd requested conditions, they have been included as recommended conditions 6 and 7. However, staff feel that CDFW's final recommendation, the imposition of a building envelope, cannot be justified under the findings of this permit, nor would it have any functional effect, as a condition of this permit would not necessarily be controlling on subsequent coastal development permits. Staff recommends the action on screen approving the project subject to the conditions of approval. That concludes the presentation.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that presentation. I don't have any questions for you at this time, but I'll now turn it over to the applicant or agent. And if we have representatives of the application, please use the raise hand. Okay, so we have Megan Durbin. Megan, please go ahead and state your name and any comments you may have.
Good morning, CPA Krog and staff. Thank you, Planner Fitzsimmons, so much for your excellent work and that presentation. We mainly are just here for questions. There were a couple last minute things that we caught in the staff report. And apologies for not communicating this earlier. That would be, excuse me while I navigate on my screen here. On page CPA 2, that first paragraph project description, it notes, quote, all four encroaching, talking about the sheds, on the required 20-foot setback to the eastern property line. This parcel is zoned rural residential and is less than 2 acres. So is our understanding that the side yard setback is actually 6 feet, not 20 feet. And then the only other thing I had to note was in condition 1, it notes that the, excuse me, again, navigating, the second sentence, the permit shall become effective after the 10 working day appeal period to the Coastal Permit Administrator. I think that's supposed to read California Coastal Commission or Coastal Commission. But other than that, I think Planner Fitzsimmons did a great job. Enjoyed working with him, and that is all I have other than being available for questions.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you for catching that in condition 1. You're correct, that should be Coastal Commission. So, and all right, we'll go ahead now and open the public hearing and see if we have any members of the public that wish to speak on this item. And I'll just note for the record, we have no members of the public in the room here, so I will look online to see if we have any individuals who wish to speak on this. And we have Amy Wynn. Please go ahead.
Hi, Amy Wynn, Wynn Coastal Planning and Biology. Sorry, I meant to raise my hand earlier. I just have a question with the LCP update coming for CPA Krog, and I'm wondering if the county will consider or pursue these offers to dedicate, any of the offers to dedicate on Todd Point that, we've got that LCP section that says that they shall be rescinded, and there's that's what the basis of the dispute is. So I know that, until we have an LCP update, that dispute will continue. But do you have any sense of whether that LCP update would be able to remove any accepted offers to dedicate, and also certainly, of course, clarify that the offers that have not been accepted would, shall, sort of, I don't know what the legal language is for the ones that haven't been accepted, but how to really enforce that they're not meant to be picked up.
It's probably something we'd be in discussion with the Coastal Commission about, but generally the LCP update will set up policies regarding how to handle offers to dedicate. So it could be conceivable that we would establish policies on how to handle any offers to dedicate that may have already been, provided and accepted. But I'm not sure, off the top of my head what that may mean for this site in particular.
Understood. Thank you.
Of course. Were there any other members of the public on Zoom who wish to speak on this item? And please use the raise hand feature. I am seeing none, so great. I will go ahead and close the public hearing and bring it back to the Coastal Permit Administrator. Any final remarks from staff?
Yes, in regards to Megan Durbin's first point, this project is more specifically zoned rural resident RRL5, rural residential, with a minimum lot size of 5 acres. For a non-conforming parcel that isn't 5 acres such as this, it's subject to Mendocino County Code section 20.376.040, which for any RRL5 or L10 parcel less than 5 acres, it is subject to minimum front, side, and rear setbacks of 20 feet. So the statement that it would be subject to a 20-foot side setback is correct in the staff report.
Thank you. And any final remarks from the applicant agent? Go ahead,
Yes.
Amy.
Thank you, Amy Wynn, Coastal Planning and Biology. There's a, I don't recall where it is, but I know that there's a policy in probably Maryland's binder about those parcels that are less, that are small and can't be divided, and that's where the 6 feet comes from. That's been utilized many times, and I'm sorry, I don't know where that is. And again, I apologize to Planner Fitzsimmons because I only just read the staff report this morning. I had a bunch of stuff going on in my personal life, so I apologize for missing that, not asking that question before we get to the hearing. But CPA CROG, are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. So it's that variable density zoning and variable density memo. So if it is under 2 acres in size, then we hold it to the standards for the higher density, like the RR1 standards. This looks like it's RR5, RR1. So that would be, but I think it's non-substantive to the project at this point since they're demolishing the structures. So
Super. Thank you.
Okay, great. With no, oh, I see we have a hand raised. So we have individual Raphael. So I'll back up to public comment here. And Raphael, please state your name for the record and any comments you may have.
Hi, it's Raphael Winnick. I'm the owner of the property, and maybe this is a separate conversation for me to have with Amy and Megan. But it actually is substantive. One of these structures that's going to be the one structure that's going to be rebuilt will be within the 20 feet. Maybe it's a separate conversation to have, but I don't think it's not. I do think it is a relevant issue.
This is Megan, Wynn Coastal Planning. Thank you, Raphael, for bringing that up. I had just raised my hand and was going to mention the same thing. Within the staff report, Planner Fitzsimmons included both our existing site plan as well as the proposed site plan. And that is correct what Raphael was just speaking to. The single new structure that has not been constructed yet and is not a matter of any violations, we are proposing to have within what would be the 20-foot setback, but legally within the 6-foot side yard setback. Excuse me, I hope that was clear. So I agree, it is, it does matter for this project that as proposed, the project is approvable.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. And I think based upon our discussion here and then also the acknowledgement of how we handle variable density zoning, that the county can agree that it is the 20 feet in the front and rear and 6 feet in the side yard in terms of setbacks for the property. And that'll be with any action taken today. Also, the exhibits that are provided as part of the staff report become part of the overall approval and record. So I think that is clear within the documents that are presented today.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Okay, so with that, I'm going to close public comment, bring it back to the Coastal Permit Administrator, and thank you to staff for the staff report and presentation. And I've reviewed the documentation, and also thank you to the agent for catching that Scrivener's error in our in referencing the Coastal Permit Administrator from Coastal Commission in Condition 1. So I will approve the project subject to the findings within the staff report and the conditions within the staff report with the modification to condition of approval 1, replacing Coastal Permit Administrator with the word Coastal Commission. And with that, the project is approved. And thank you all for being here today. So moving on with our agenda to item 4, matters from staff. Are there any matters from staff today?
No, matters from staff.
Thank you. Agenda item number 5, any matters from the public. The Coastal Permit Administrator welcomes participation in meetings. This item is limited to matters under the jurisdiction of the Coastal Permit Administrator, which are not on the posted agenda, and items which have not already been considered by the Coastal Permit Administrator, no action will be taken. Do we have any members of the public who wish to speak under matters from the public? And you can indicate so using the raise hand feature. Seeing no hands raised, then I will, and also noting that we have no members of the public in the room, I will go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 11:26 a.m.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, so that variable
It does
density.
have